I woke up choking on the taste of cheap champagne and regret. My head felt like someone had taken a steel bat to it, dipped it in fire, and hit me again for good measure. I groaned, pushing myself up from the floor? Why the hell was I on the floor? My 21st birthday decorations were still hanging from the ceiling. Deflated balloons slumped like they were judging me, neon lights flickering with a dying hum, confetti everywhere, empty cups, a shoe that definitely wasn't mine. I rubbed my eyes. Something cold slid down my finger. A ring. Actually, 3 rings. 3 different rings. On my left hand. What the? I scrambled up so fast I got lightheaded. My vision swirled, but all I could focus on were the 3 silver bands glinting under the morning light. No way. I checked my body for injuries. Any proof this was some weird prank. Then I saw it, papers on the coffee table. Thick, official, stamped, court stamped. I staggered toward the table, heart smashing against my ribs. When I flipped the first page over, my soul left my body. Marriage contract. Omega Juno Ellison and Alpha Chi Waters. My blood turned to ice. What the hell did I do? I snatched the next paper. Marriage contract. Omega Juno Ellison and Alpha Raven Keller. I actually dropped that one because my hands started shaking. No. I reached for the third with a trembling hand. Marriage contract. Omega Juno Ellison and Alpha Sol Hanul. My legs gave out. I sank onto the couch, staring at the papers as if looking harder would make the words rearrange themselves into something sane. 3 marriage contracts. 3 court seals. 3 signatures. My signatures. I'm dead. I whispered. I'm so dead. And the universe must have heard me, because the front door suddenly exploded open. Not opened. Exploded. Juno. That voice. Loud. Sharp. Too commanding for this early. Chi Waters. My university's student council president. The alpha who walked around like he'd been carved from marble by a perfectionist artist. Stormed inside. His tall frame filled the doorway. Black hair slicked back flawlessly even at 7 a.m. Deep blue eyes pinning me like he wanted to interrogate me and comfort me at the same time. His tailored blazer looked like it cost more than my entire apartment. I squeaked. Kai! He marched toward me, waving the contract like it had personally offended him. Why? He growled. Did I wake up this morning to 3 marriage notifications on my phone? One of them being you and me. I opened my mouth to explain, except I had no explanation. Then another voice cut through the room. Move, President Pretty Boy. I need answers. I felt my stomach drop to my knees. Raven Keller leaned against my doorway, dressed in a black leather jacket, ripped jeans, and an expression that said he'd rather stab someone before breakfast. His messy dark hair fell over one eye, lip-piercing glinting as he smirked. Tattoos curled around his neck and down his arms, exposed because of his sleeveless shirt. He pushed off the wall and entered like he owned the place. Oh no, this was bad. This was dangerous level bad. Kai? He said with a mocking grin. Did Juno marry you too? Cute. Kai nearly lunged at him. Don't talk to him like that. Raven raised a brow. Ah, jealous already? Both of you stop. I yelped. They ignored me, of course, because fate hates me. Then came the last voice, soft, breathy, trembling. Juno, you married them too? My heart clenched painfully. Sol Hanul stepped inside, wearing an oversized cream sweater and sweatpants, black hair fluffy from sleep. He was the softest of them, the one who hugged too long, who always smelled like honey and soap, who I had known since childhood. His brown eyes were glassy like he was about to cry, and that made everything so much worse. Sol, I whispered, throat tight. He held up his contract with shaking hands. I thought I was the only one. The room fell silent. 3 alphas, all staring at me, all radiating different versions of fury. I took a deep breath, stood up, and the moment I tried explaining, my sense spiked. A sudden wave of heat flushed through me so violently I nearly stumbled. My knees weakened, my skin prickled, my chest tightened. My entire body screamed for Kai. I didn't even look at him, but I felt his scent pull at me like gravity. Clean, sharp, icy, dominant. Kai straightened, eyes widening. Juno, you're scenting. Are you going into heat? Right now. And no, I stammered, backing away. Raven clicked his tongue. Oh great, the president's activated him. Activated? Kai snapped. He's not a toy. But I barely heard them. Another wave surged, hotter, deeper, and suddenly my body wanted Raven instead. My scent twisted sharply, and I felt a drag toward the delinquent alpha's darker aura. Raven's smirk vanished. Oh hell no. Did his scent just switch to me? What's happening to him? Soul cried. Couldn't breathe. I felt like I was splitting into 3 different heat patterns, each clawing at a different alpha. My pheromones spiraled out of control, sliding from icy sweet, Kai's influence, to sharp smoky, Raven's, to warm honeyed, Soul's. My mind was melting. I think I'm gonna pass out. Kai reached for me. So did Raven. So did Soul. Their hands collided midair, and all hell broke loose. Don't touch him, Kai barked. You don't get to tell me that, Raven snapped. You're both scaring him, Soul protested, stepping between them. A full-blown alpha dominance wave flooded the room. Pressure, scent, tension, everything slamming into my already unstable body. My vision blurred. Enough! I shouted, but it came out weak. They kept arguing. Of course they did. And that was the moment I knew. This wasn't an accident I could undo with a cute apology and flowers. I had married 3 alphas who hated each other. Legally, my scent was reacting to all 3. My heat cycles were breaking apart. My body was malfunctioning. I sank back onto the couch, burying my face in my hands. This can't be happening, I whispered. This cannot be happening. But then Kai's voice softened. Juno will fix this. I promise. Raven crouched down beside me, surprisingly gentle. Hey, look at me. We'll figure out what happened. Soul sat on my other side, grabbing my hand with warm fingers. You're not alone. Not ever. 3 alphas. 3 marriage contracts. 3 different heat triggers. And my birthday was less than 12 hours ago. I was so screwed. So unbelievably screwed. If someone had asked me yesterday what the most stressful part of finishing university was, I would have said exams. Now I know the truth. The most stressful part is waking up married to 3 alphas who all want to drive each other into extinction. After the initial shock, the pacing, the yelling, the scent flaring, and my near collapse into a triple-triggered heat cycle, we decided we needed answers. Which is how I ended up sandwiched between 3 giant alphas in a crowded courthouse lobby like a lost kitten. I tugged my hoodie tighter around myself, trying to look smaller, trying to ignore the people staring. My scent was still unstable, shifting with every step of the alphas walking beside me. Kai's crisp, icy pheromones hit me from the left. Raven's smoky, rebellious scent pressed from the right. Soul's warm honey aura wrapped around me like a blanket. My body didn't know what to do with itself. I didn't either. Why are you 3 here? A stranger whispered to their friend. I think that's Kai Waters? And Raven Keller? And isn't that Soul Hanul? Oh my god. Why is an omega in the middle of them? They're glaring like they're about to kill each other. I hunched deeper into my hoodie. Kill me now, please. Kai looked down at me, adjusting the neat cuffs of his navy blazer. Even in a government building at 8 in the morning, he looked like he was posing for a magazine. Tall, sharp jawline, perfectly ironed shirt, tie straight. Juno, he said softly, stay close. This place is crowded. I'm literally stuck between you 3, I muttered. How much closer do you want? Raven snorted. He's saying that because he thinks someone's gonna steal you. Kai glared at him. I'm saying that because he nearly passed out an hour ago. Pass out, get kidnapped, same problem. Raven shrugged. Soul stepped in front of us, turning around and placing his hands gently on my shoulders. His palms were warm, almost too warm, because Soul touched people like he put emotion into his fingertips. Are you feeling okay now? He asked breathlessly. His dark eyes were shiny with worry. Your scent is still shifting. Does it hurt? Do you feel dizzy? Do you want water? I want to go home, I whispered. Raven leaned forward, hands shoved into his pockets, tattoos flexing as he frowned. Not until we get answers. Kai nodded. This shouldn't have been possible. Omegas can't be legally married to 3 separate alphas through the same system. Someone made a mistake. Someone made 3 mistakes. I groaned. Sol bit his lip. Maybe the system glitched. It's old. Everyone knows the courts still use paper files. I gulped. So you all think I didn't voluntarily marry you? All 3 turned to me. Kai's brow creased, the anger draining into something softer. Juno, you were drunk. You were barely conscious when you texted me at 2 a.m. saying you needed to show me something important. Raven folded his arms. You called me too. Said you had something that proved I was the one. I thought you were messing with me. Sol lowered his gaze. You hugged me and told me it was the happiest night of your life. I believed you. Oh my God. I covered my face with both hands. Kill me. Drown me. Burn me. Anything. Kai's hand hovered near my back. He didn't touch me, but he wanted to. I could feel it. Alphas like him didn't touch without permission. Raven, he didn't care about permission. He casually flicked my hood up like he was crowning me a sad gremlin. There, he said. You look less like you're about to explode. Sol shot him a glare. Stop teasing him. Can't you see he's overwhelmed? I'm trying to distract him, Raven muttered. But then the courtroom doors opened. Next group, the clerk called. Kai straightened like he'd been commanded by royalty. Raven rolled his shoulders and cracked his neck. Sol squeezed my hand. We stepped inside the office where legal nightmares are born. A middle-aged woman sat behind a desk that looked older than the country, typing painfully slow. Stacks of paper towered around her like a castle. She didn't look up as she said, "Marriage dispute? Name? Kai Waters," Kai said. "Raven Keller," Raven added. "Sol Hanul," Sol murmured. "Juno Ellison," I whispered. Her fingers froze. Slowly, very slowly. She looked up. At me. At the 3 alphas behind me. Her glasses slid down her nose. "Oh," she said. "It's you." I blinked. "Me." She opened a drawer and pulled out 3 files. 3 thick files, stuffed with paperwork, all with court-verified stamps. My entire stomach dropped. "We tried calling all of you," the woman said. "But I suppose you were busy. Celebrating your unions." Kai cleared his throat violently. "This must be a mistake." "Yes," I blurted. "A huge one. A colossal, monumental, cosmic." "You filled out the forms yourselves," she interrupted. Each marriage contract was submitted between 2:09 and 2:16 a.m. Same handwriting. Same Omega signature. Same fee paid in triplicate. "I paid 3 fees?" I shrieked. Raven muttered, "Damn, your drunk self was committed." Sol whispered, "You gave me your wallet last night. Oh my gods. Oh my gods." I sat in the nearest chair before my legs gave out. Kai crouched beside me, hands on his knees. "There must be a way to void them," he insisted. The clerk sighed deeply. "Normally, yes, but the system processed them all at once. And when multiple marriages for the same omega come in simultaneously, the law assumes it's a cultural multibond." I froze. "What culture?" "The triad bond clans," she said. "Only a few remain. They're ancient. They bond 1 omega to 3 alphas." I stared blankly. My brain snapped in half. "I'm not from a historical clan," I protested. "I'm from a normal apartment with a leaky ceiling and neighbors who scream." The clerk tapped the file. "Actually, your lineage record was flagged. It appears you are from 1. Ellison is a branch name of the Junseo clan." Kai's head snapped toward me. "Juno, why didn't you tell us?" "Because I didn't know," I cried. Raven's eyes narrowed. "So the marriages are valid?" "Perfectly valid," the clerk said. "Congratulations. You have 3 husbands. All disputes about multibond marriage must go to the clan registry." Sol gasped softly. Juno, do you really have clan blood? I felt sick. She handed us a final document. Until you visit the clan registry, she said, all 3 alphas have legal spousal access. Kai paled. Raven smirked. Sol looked like he wanted to faint. I whispered the only thing my short-circuiting brain could produce. I want to go home. If hell had a waiting room, it would look exactly like my apartment right now. 3 alphas. 1 omega who didn't ask for any of this. 1 bed. And a legal document saying they were all allowed to be here. I stood frozen near my dresser, clutching a pillow like it was a shield, while the 3 of them argued over the sleeping arrangements. Kai stood tall and rigid, arms crossed, crisp shirt sleeves rolled neatly to his elbows. He looked like he was preparing to draft a battle treaty. We are not leaving him alone tonight, he said calmly. But the calm was the scary kind. The kind that meant he was seconds from losing his mind. His scent fluctuated badly at the courthouse. If he goes into heat again in his sleep, he could get hurt. Raven scoffed, leaning against my wall like he owned it. Black leather jacket half unzipped, chain necklace gleaming. Oh please, you just want an excuse to stay in his bed, Mr. President. His smirk sharpened. We all know you'd chain him to your desk if you could. Kai glared daggers. You're the last person who should speak about chains. You want to find out? Raven asked, stepping forward. Kai stepped forward too. Oh no. Sol rushed between them, pressing his palms against their chests. Stop. Both of you. You're frightening him. He wasn't wrong. My scent was starting to jitter again, flickering like a broken signal. Sharp 1 second, sweet the next, then warm and dizzying. All 3 alphas caught it instantly. Kai's icy blue eyes softened. Juno, sit down. You're overexerting yourself. Raven clicked his tongue, expression narrowing. Your sense shifting again. Sit before your legs give out. Sol approached me, the slowest, voice trembling. Baby, please. And because I was apparently born to suffer, my body responded strongest to Sol at that moment. My knees weakened. My breath caught. My scent leaned warm and honeyed, matching his. Sol's entire face flushed. His eyes widened like he was seeing a miracle and a calamity all at once. He whispered. He responded to me. Kai stiffened. Raven growled. Oh hell no. Raven snapped. Don't get too happy. He reacted to me earlier. Kai's jaw tightened, and he almost collapsed into my arms before that. The tension thickened like humidity before a storm. I fell backward onto the bed, covering my face. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm one person, not a tug-of-war rope. A heavy silence filled the room. Then Kai cleared his throat like he was addressing a board meeting. We need rules. Rules. Raven repeated, laughing once. That's rich. Sol sat gently on the edge of the bed beside me. He's right. If we keep fighting, Juno will get sick. Kai glanced at me, eyes softening. First rule. None of us makes physical contact with him without consent. Raven scoffed. Fine. Second rule. No alpha dominance sense unless he's in danger. Third, Sol added, voice quiet but firm. No trying to take him somewhere alone without telling the others. I froze. Why would I need 3 bodyguards? Kai shot me a serious look. Because after the court flagged your lineage, the clan registry sent out alerts. Raven pulled a folded paper from his jacket. And let's just say, there are a lot of old families who want you now. Sol swallowed hard. Triad bond omegas were rare, and the clans won't want to lose one. I blinked. Lose me to what? Raven shrugged. Kidnapping. Forced clan claiming. Rival alphas wanting the prestige. I shot up. Why are you saying that so casually? Kai placed a steady hand on my shoulder. Because we won't let anything happen to you. Raven stepped closer. Over my dead body. Sol gently held my hand. They'll have to go through all 3 of us. My heart thudded painfully. The room swelled with possessive alpha intent, directed entirely at me. It wasn't oppressive, but overwhelming in a different way. Warm, protective, sharp, electric. Dangerous. My scent wavered again. Kai took a step back immediately. Juno, deep breath. We're not trying to overwhelm you. But Raven didn't step back. He leaned closer, eyes half-lidded like he could see every twitch of my pulse. But he smells good. Soul tensed. Raven, stop it. Kai's voice dropped into a warning growl. Back. Away. Raven smirked at them, then turned to me, eyes softer than I'd ever seen. You don't get it, he murmured. I didn't sign that contract as a joke, Juno. You're the only Omega who's ever looked at me like I'm not broken. My breath caught. Kai's nostrils flared. Jealous. Soul's grip on my hand tightened. Jealous. But Raven kept talking, his voice rough and stripped bare. I'm not letting either of them take you like a trophy. Kai stepped forward. You are not taking him anywhere. Raven didn't break eye contact with me. Wasn't talking to you, council boy. Then listen now, Kai snapped. He isn't yours. Soul suddenly stood, voice trembling with emotion and anger. He's not an object you two can fight over. The two alphas turned toward him. Soul rarely raised his voice. Seeing him like this jolted them and me. He's scared, Soul said, eyes wet. He's overwhelmed. And you two are too busy proving who's the better alpha to realize you're hurting him. Kai's face softened instantly. Soul. Raven tensed, jaw clenching. Soul wiped his eyes with the sleeve of his sweater and looked at me with heartbreaking sincerity. Juno, I don't care about the clan or the documents or the competition. His voice cracked. I just don't want to lose you again. Something inside my chest twisted painfully. Kai exhaled through his nose, looking away like he was swallowing something sharp. He's right. Raven shoved his hands in his pockets. Whatever. Not like I want you crying, Juno. Kai straightened. We're staying. On guard. But not in my bed. I yelped. Raven grinned. Then whose bed? Kai shot him a deadly look. We're sleeping on the floor. Soul nodded vigorously. Yes, floor. Raven flopped dramatically onto the mattress beside me. This is the floor now. Raven. Kai grabbed him by the collar and dragged him off the bed while he laughed. Soul hurried to fluff the blankets for me like I was made of porcelain. And me? I stared at all three of them, heart racing, scent flickering, body confused, mind spiraling. Three alphas, all possessive, all jealous, all legally mine. And every single one would burn the world down before letting me go. What was I supposed to do with that? What was I supposed to do with them? If waking up married to three alphas was bad, then waking up between them was a new category of disaster. I blinked awake to the sound of low growls vibrating in the room. Kai was sitting against the wall, legs crossed, hair slightly messy from sleep, still annoyingly handsome. Raven was sprawled on the floor with his leather jacket half over him like a blanket, eyes half open and glaring at Kai. Soul had somehow curled up beside my bed, head resting on the mattress right near my hip, fingers loosely holding my blanket like he was afraid I'd disappear if he let go. And they were all growling at each other. What's happening? I croaked. Three heads snapped toward me. Three pairs of alpha eyes sharpened instantly, like predators catching movement. Soul immediately stood and leaned toward me. Juno, good morning. Are you okay? Does anything hurt? Do you feel dizzy? Are you warm? Cold? Hungry? Raven cut in, voice rough with sleep. He literally just woke up. Calm down. Kai stood smoothly, adjusting his shirt cuffs like he hadn't slept on a floor. Juno, there was an incident. My body tensed. What incident? Soul and Raven exchanged a look. Kai sighed, and then he held up an envelope. My heart rate doubled. What is that? A letter, Kai said. It was slipped under your door before dawn. Raven scoffed. Slipped? More like shoved. I woke up because the scent was wrong. Soul bit his lip. Very wrong. I swallowed. Open it. Kai hesitated. It might upset you. Everything upsets me, I said. I'm flexible like that. Raven snorted. Soul patted my shoulder comfortingly. Kai unfolded the letter and read. To the Omega of the Junseo bloodline, you have been misplaced among commoners for too long. The clan registry has been alerted. Your triad bond belongs to us. Prepare yourself. There was no name, no stamp, no return address. Just a symbol, 3 overlapping circles. Sol inhaled sharply. That mark. That's a clan seal. Raven stood up in one swift movement, muscles tense, fists clenched. Which clan? Kai's voice turned cold. The Soryu clan. All 3 alphas reacted simultaneously. Kai's eyes hardened. Sol paled. Raven cracked his knuckles. I lifted a hand slowly. Who? Kai looked me dead in the eye. The most aggressive traditional clan in the country. They believe in claiming omegas by force if necessary. I froze. Okay. I whispered. That's horrifying. Sol sat beside me, his voice barely steady. They're the clan that still practices arranged triad bonds. They've been looking for a legitimate triad bond omega for decades. Raven's jaw flexed as he glared at the letter. And now they think they found you. I stared between the 3 of them as the room's atmosphere shifted. Thickening, darkening, becoming something primal and dangerous. This wasn't the petty jealousy they kept throwing around. This was instinct, and it was directed outward, toward whoever had threatened me. Kai crossed his arms. We need to report this immediately. Sol's hand trembled as he gripped the blanket. Juno can't be alone. Raven muttered. He won't be. I swallowed hard. You 3 are acting like something horrible is about to happen. Kai met my gaze head-on. Because something is. My chest tightened. But then Raven moved closer, crouching in front of me. He didn't smirk. He didn't tease. His voice dropped low and deadly serious. No one is taking you, he said. Not while I'm breathing. Sol brushed my wrist with his thumb. We won't let them. Kai nodded slowly. You are legally married to us. That bond gives us authority the clans cannot override. But they'll try, Raven added. And they'll fail, Kai responded sharply. They stared each other down, but for the first time it wasn't hatred. Not quite. More like an unwilling alliance. For me, I pulled my knees to my chest. Can someone please tell me what the hell I'm supposed to do? I'm just trying to pass my exams. I don't want clan politics. I don't want kidnapping threats. I don't want. You have us, Sol said softly. I looked at him. He smiled painfully. You don't have to handle this alone anymore. Raven scoffed. Damn right he doesn't. Kai added, You're our responsibility now. I blinked. I thought you guys hated each other. We do, Raven and Kai said in unison. Sol sighed. But, Raven muttered. We hate the idea of someone else taking you even more. Kai nodded reluctantly. Agreed. Sol folded his hands. Then we work together. Kai grimaced. Temporarily. Raven rolled his eyes. Whatever. My heart thumped painfully. I didn't know if I wanted to laugh, cry, or faint. But before I could choose one, someone banged on my apartment door. All 3 alphas snapped their heads toward it, growls erupting instantly. Sol stood first, positioning himself between me and the door. Kai moved next, shoulders tense, aura cold and lethal. Raven cracked his fingers and reached for something inside his jacket. Probably a weapon. My pulse skyrocketed. Who is that? The knock came again. Harder. Raven whispered. If it's the Soryu clan, I swear I'm burning this whole building down. Kai shot him a glare. Do not scare him. I'm not scaring him. I'm scaring whoever's on the other side. Both of you stop, Sol hissed. The knocking continued, persistent, rhythmic, demanding. My voice cracked. Don't open it. Kai raised a hand, signaling the others to stay back as he approached the door carefully. Raven positioned himself beside him, muscles coiled. Sol grabbed my hand tightly. Kai pressed an eye to the peephole. I held my breath. His body went perfectly still. Raven leaned close. Who is it? Kai whispered. It's someone we weren't expecting. My heart jumped into my throat. Who? I breathed. Kai turned his head slightly, eyes sharp with shock. The clan registry envoy. Raven cursed under his breath. Sol's fingers tightened painfully around mine. and my entire body went cold. Because if they were here, then the clans already knew exactly where I was. And they wanted me. The envoy didn't knock again. They didn't have to. The silence after Kai's words was loud enough to crush the air out of my lungs. The clans found me. And now I had 3 overprotective territorial alphas ready to start a world war in my hallway. I forced myself to breathe. I'm going to open the door. 3 voices exploded at once. Absolutely not. Kai. Hell no. Raven. Juno, please don't. Soul. I raised both hands. Guys, if we panic, they win. If we fight, they win. If we make a mess, they win. They looked at me, still tense. I'm the one they want. So I'm the one who has to handle it. Kai pressed his lips together, eyes calculating. If you open that door, we stand with you. Raven cracked his knuckles. We're not letting anyone drag you out. Soul nodded fiercely. You're not alone. Their sense, sharpened by protectiveness, wrapped around me like a shield. It was the first time all 3 looked aligned, even slightly. I stepped forward. Slowly, I unlocked the door. The envoy stood tall in ceremonial robes, silver and black, hands behind his back. His expression was unreadable. Omega Juno, he said, bowing his head. On behalf of the historical clans, I am here to escort you to an emergency council meeting. Your status as Tribond Omega has been revealed. Raven muttered. TCH, they didn't waste time. Kai's jaw tightened. He isn't stepping foot anywhere without legal clarification. Soul trembled beside me. You can't just take him. The envoy tilted his head. I'm afraid this is no longer optional. I met his eyes. It is optional. Actually, everything is optional if you say it confidently enough. Raven coughed to hide a laugh. Kai stared at me like I'd just done advanced political maneuvering. Soul squeezed my hand proudly. I continued, voice steady. I'll attend the meeting. Only if my husbands attend with me. All 3 alphas froze. Husbands? Raven echoed, eyes widening slightly. Kai's cheeks twitched, almost a smile. Soul went pink down to the neck. But the envoy frowned. The clans will not allow 3 alphas in the council chamber. Their rivalry. That's exactly why they're coming. I cut in. If I'm a Tribond Omega, then my triad comes with me. All or none. The envoy studied me for a long moment. Then, to my shock, he bowed. As you wish. Prepare yourselves. The council will convene in 1 hour. He walked away. The door clicked shut, and the apartment exploded. Raven grabbed my shoulders first. You're insane. Brave but insane. I love it. Kai pushed him aside. Juno, you acted without strategizing. Yet somehow the strategy was perfect. Soul threw his arms around me. I'm so proud of you. Wait. No, I'm terrified. Wait. No, I'm both. I took a deep breath. Time to fix the real disaster. Guys, we need to talk. Raven groaned. That's never good. We're leaving for the clans soon, I said. If we keep fighting, they'll tear us apart before we even get there. Kai folded his arms. We do not fight. He starts it. Raven snapped. Say that again, suit boy. Stop. I stepped between them. Look at me. Seriously, look. 3 pairs of alpha eyes locked onto me. You're all important to me. I don't want to be the reason you hate each other more. My voice shook a little. I'm tired. I'm scared. And the only thing I want right now is for the 3 of you to work with me, not against each other. The air shifted. Raven's expression softened, reluctantly, like it hurt him to be vulnerable. Juno, you're worth it. Even if he pisses me off. Kai's jaw eased. If unity keeps you safe, then unity is what we'll give. Soul nodded, eyes warm. I'll try. For you. Always for you. I held out my hand. Truce. They glanced at each other. Then, Kai placed his hand first. Raven slapped his on top, grumbling. Soul added his gently, eyes shining. Their scents blended, not perfectly, not cleanly, but willingly, for the first time. My chest tightened. We weren't a perfect triad, but we were trying. Raven smirked. Fine. Truce. But only until the meeting. Kai sighed. Raven. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Raven muttered. Mostly. Soul tugged my sleeve. We should get ready. You need to look formal. Kai nodded. I'll prepare outfits. Raven scoffed. Juno should wear something he feels confident in, not something that looks like it's made of homework. Soul smiled softly. I can do his hair. They were bickering again, but softer, gentler, not war. I stepped between them once more. Hey, I whispered. Thank you. All of you. 3 alphas looked at me like I'd hung the moon. Kai spoke first. We'll protect you. Raven grinned. We'll fight for you. Soul's voice trembled with devotion. We'll stand beside you. I swallowed hard, because for the first time, it didn't feel like 3 enemies surrounding me. It felt like 3 futures, and I didn't know which one scared me more. The world outside the clan council building felt heavier than the air inside a storm. Glass walls, marble steps, guards in traditional armor, banners of every historical clan hanging like silent judges. And me, my palms were sweating. My heartbeat felt too loud in my chest. My stomach flipped every 2 seconds. But behind me, 3 very different alphas walked in sync. Kai, straight-backed and deadly calm, dressed in a black formal uniform that sharpened every line of his posture. Every step matched the rhythm of someone who grew up knowing power. Raven, rebellious even in ceremonial clothing. Black fitted shirt under a sleeveless vest that showed his tattoos. Boots instead of dress shoes because no one can make me wear shiny shoes. His energy was restless, electric, but pointed at me, not at them. Soul, soft and warm in light ceremonial robes, hair tied neatly, hands brushing mine every so often like he was silently asking, Are you still okay? Are you sure? 3 alphas, 3 cents, 3 heartbeats, all shadowing my steps like a wall of instinct and devotion. Juno, Kai said quietly, no matter what they ask, you do not answer without us. Raven added, if they try anything, I'll flip the entire council table. Soul whispered worriedly, please don't flip anything. Please. I exhaled. Guys, we talked about this. We're going in united. No fighting. No breaking furniture. Raven grumbled. Kai nodded stiffly. Soul smiled nervously. And then the doors opened. The council chamber looked like a temple carved into a courtroom. Clans lined the sides in raised seats, their crests shining under the chandelier. When they saw me, murmurs spread instantly. That's him. Tribond Omega. 3 alpha signatures. Impossible. Historical. Unprecedented. My knees almost buckled, but Raven's hand brushed my lower back, steadying me for just a second. Kai stepped ahead of me immediately, posture like steel. Soul positioned himself slightly behind me, protective but gentle. I stood between them, in the middle of their triangle. A voice boomed from the council's head seat. Omega Juno, step forward. I did. The envoy from before stood beside the council chair. You have 3 legal marriage contracts, one elder said, adjusting his glasses. Are you aware of this? Yes, I answered. Raven muttered, they processed them wrong, idiots. Kai elbowed him. Soul cleared his throat loudly to cover it. The council continued. And you have begun manifesting 3 different heat cycles? My face burned. Ah yes, a wave of murmurs. He's a true tribond, the first in centuries. He must belong to a clan. He must be bound to tradition. He must be. Excuse me. Raven snapped loudly enough to silence the room. He doesn't belong to anyone. Kai stepped forward. He belongs to himself. Soul's voice shook but was firm. We're here to protect him, not claim him. The elders stared at them in shock. 3 rival alphas, standing together, speaking the same message. An elder finally leaned forward. Omega Juno, you are historically required to choose one alpha bond to prioritize. I felt my throat tighten. Choose? Choose between 3 people who had shown up for me when everything collapsed? 3 who protected me, argued for me, held me, listened to me. I opened my mouth, but Kai grabbed my shoulder. Raven stepped closer. Soul touched the back of my hand. Kai spoke first, voice unwavering. He doesn't choose. Raven added, we already chose. Soul whispered, we chose him. The energy in the room shifted. Alphas don't share. Clans don't bend. History doesn't repeat. And yet here we were. Kai's voice cut through the tension. Juno is not a prize. He is not a symbol. He is a person with autonomy. Raven's eyes burned. And he's our husband. Soul's voice trembled with emotion. And we love him. Everything stopped. The clan elders froze, stunned. And me? I felt everything inside me tighten, then soften, then break all at once. The envoy stepped forward. The system recognized all three bonds. That means destiny itself is demanding a triad. The council cannot override fate. One elder hissed, this will destabilize clan order. Another answered, or evolve it. The head elder raised his hand, silencing the room. Omega Juno, he said slowly, step forward and declare your bond intention. My heart crawled into my throat. This was it. This was the moment everything changed. I could pick one. I could pick none. I could run away. I could hide. But I turned around. 3 alphas looked at me. Kai calm mask cracked with worry. Raven, trying to look fearless but his hands shaking faintly. Soul, eyes soft and terrified of losing me. And I knew. I stepped toward them instead of toward the council. I won't choose one, I said loud and clear. Because I'm already bound to 3. Gasps echoed across the chamber. They protect me. They fight for me. They're learning to stop fighting each other for me. They stand with me. I swallowed hard. And I care for all of them. Relief poured off all 3 in waves. I turned to the council. So if I'm truly a tribond Omega, then I choose the triad fate already tied me to. The room fell silent. The head elder finally rose. Then so it shall be, he declared. Omega Juno is recognized as the legitimate tribond heir. His 3 alphas shall be acknowledged as equal partners. I nearly collapsed. Soul hugged me from behind. Raven swept me into his arms, spinning me once. Kai pressed a gentle hand to the back of my neck, forehead touching mine for half a second. His version of a kiss. We stepped out of the council chamber together, the decision final, the fate sealed. Outside, the evening sky was painted in orange and blue. Kai stood on my left, Raven on my right, Soul behind me, leaning his forehead between my shoulder blades. For the first time since my disastrous 21st birthday, my future didn't feel like chaos. Felt like a beginning. Kai smirked slightly. We surprised them. Raven laughed. We shocked them. Soul whispered. We won. I exhaled, laughing shakily. So what now? Kai answered first. We build something stable. Raven draped an arm over my shoulders. We make it work. Soul squeezed my hand. We stay together. 3 different voices. 3 different scents. 3 different hearts. All bound to mine. And maybe, just maybe, I wasn't afraid anymore. I smiled at the 3 alphas who were now my future. Let's go home. The end. Hi viewers, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe for more stories coming up this week.